gentlemen, welcome to Token Post interview. Today we have invited Mr. Aaron McDonald, the founder and CEO of Centrality,
Hi.
and Mr. Ben Jordan, the product director of Sylo. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, could you give a brief introduction about yourselves?
Yeah, so Aaron McDonald, CEO and founder of Centrality. We're a application venture studio based in Auckland, New Zealand. We have around 100 engineers working in 5 countries around the world to bring mass consumer adoption to blockchain applications.
So you guys are it could be said that you guys provide connections between real-life applications to the blockchain technology itself.
Yeah, we're really trying to make it simple for everyday apps to work in a blockchain environment and make it so that consumers don't even have to think about blockchain. For us, the day that we stop talking about blockchain is the day that we win, because we've done our job. People can use decentralized apps and they don't have to worry about the technology that sits underneath it. And what's special about what we're doing is we think that if dApps are going to be apps, if the decentralized Uber is going to be the centralized Uber, it's going to have to do that differently to how it's done today. And we have to create connections between dApps so they can help each other scale and beat these multi-billion-dollar oligarchies that exist in technology today.
I'm so curious to ask. I wasn't going to ask this, but what's behind the Kiwi bird?
Yeah. So we're a Kiwi company. We're based in Auckland, New Zealand. But when we decided on our token name, we originally actually were going to go with Centra. And like days before we kind of decided to publish the token contract, we came across another Centra in the US. So we had to rapidly change the name of our token, and we came up with CENS because it's Centrality, New Zealand. And so there's like a little bit of a link to New Zealand and a little bit of a link to Centrality. Turns out that was a good move because Centra actually got prosecuted by the SEC in the US for defrauding customers in their ICO.
And for you, Ben, could you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Ben, product director at Sylo. Sylo is kind of like WeChat online, except fully decentralized. So think of it as something you can use to communicate with your friends or your business colleagues or businesses themselves, bringing together crypto payments and a wallet with fully decentralized confidential communication and also a marketplace of dApps.
A marketplace of dApps. That means that when users download your app and there are features that exhibit other dApps related
Exactly.
to?
Yeah, so we've created an environment where multiple parties can give value to the same user. So within the context of the Sylo application, you could be interacting with your friends on Sylo, or you could be calling a U-share, like a decentralized Uber, with a click of a button, and the whole app kind of loads up within the same context. So it's about bringing different token models to the same user.
So I think if you imagine like WeChat's mini app framework, where you have this kind of core set of features that's provided around messaging and payments, and then a framework that other developers can go and build apps inside of that window. So Sylo is like a window to a dApp universe. Instead of having to go in and jump into lots of different apps, I can just access those very rich applications inside of the Sylo framework.
So when it comes to transferring crypto, speed, time is a crucial issue, and it is indeed a problem. How do you guys manage to solve that? And is your product how long does it take when Sylo takes care of a transaction?
So, well, I'll start this answer, but we've adopted a blockchain called Plug, which solves the speed issue and gives us a platform where we can do a lot on the blockchain very, very efficiently and quickly, so that in terms of what the user thinks, it's literally just a matter of click and go and the funds transfer.
So yeah, when we did the demo out there, that was on a live Plug blockchain environment, and we can get finality within 2 to 3 seconds of a block. And so payments and transactions like payments can be very quick. But what's great about the framework is it's a architecture or an SDK for building blockchains for specific use cases. So in the case of Sylo, we used the Plug framework to build a blockchain that was really well suited for communications, and that can talk to another blockchain that's good for identity and another blockchain that's good for payments. So you can optimize the chain for the use case and then have them talk to each other in a trustless way. Just like the internet was built with lots of different protocols, and then routers came along and connected between those protocols. Plug is like a router. It can be used to build a network or used to connect different networks together.
I know I should have asked this a little bit earlier to the interview, but where did the name Sylo come from? Sylo, it means like a vessel, or maybe?
Yeah, so I suppose it's similar to centrality in that it can come across opposite to the intention. But the idea with Sylo is you have silos of information in a centralized world. We're obviously very decentralized, but you still have access to your information, and it is yours, even though it's kind of decentralized.
It's the idea is kind of like, because it's your private confidential information, then it's contained in your silo. So we didn't want to create an environment where like messages and transactions and stuff like that were visible to everybody on the blockchain, because that's not a great thing for privacy. So you've got your own little confidential silo, and as you transact or send messages or start groups, all of that transactional information is recorded on the chain, but it's obscured who it's coming from and where it's going to.
And the Sylo app solved the security problems that nowadays blockchain apps are attacked by?
Yeah, I mean, you've got kind of layers of security. So the network layer, you use the protocol itself, the staking protocol and plug to secure the network. But on top of that, Sylo's developed specific technology in making the senders and receivers of the information that ends up on the blocks hidden from the people who can see the public blockchain.
Anything to comment on that?
Yeah, no, exactly. So, so we've always focused on confidential communication. That's been our thing for 5 or 6 years now. You'll find our previous product, which was for professionals not on the blockchain, was exactly that product. So it was confidentiality. So in transitioning to a far more decentralized kind of model, we've held that very, very strong, because I mean that's kind of where our business came from.
So you guys are 2 separate company representatives, and I am pretty sure there's an episode on how you guys came to form this bond between you guys.
Yeah.
Can I hear the story?
Yeah, well, Centrality is, like I said, a venture studio. So in our model, we have 3 ways that we're building the applications. We have our own core engineering team, around 100 developers that are working on products. And then we find interesting businesses who are building technology that we think will enhance our ecosystem and invest in them. Or we partner with large enterprises like Wandar Group or InfiniVision, those kinds of organizations that are trying to transform their business. So in this case, we found Sylo. They're not a Kiwi company. It's a pretty small country in New Zealand. We bumped each other on the street, started talking. They showed us their cool app, and they were like, there's some problems we can't fix in making this 100% decentralized. And we're like, hey, we've got a solution for you. We invested some money, and then we collaborated together on the technology.
And how's Centrality treating Sylo so far?
Yeah, it's been a great relationship so far. I mean, we get access to Centrality and their talents on the blockchain space. And it's really cool for me personally to see us building out a confidential communication protocol that can be used not only by Sylo, but other applications within the ecosystem as well.
So you guys today are participating in the Blockchain Open Forum 2018.
Yeah.
And I saw your presentation. I love the live show and tell. And can we expect your participation in 2019 of Blockchain Open Forum, and will all the audiences be using Sylo?
Look, I hope they will be. We will definitely have it out there. I think this application is going to really show people what's possible with blockchain, and markets like Korea are so far advanced in terms of their understanding of cryptocurrency compared to the rest of the world. So far that knowledge is very kind of token trading centric, but when you go to them and say, hey, we've got this new dApp that works like Line, but it's using crypto, we don't have to explain to those guys how blockchain works, how tokens work, how decentralizations work. We can just say, here's a cool app, and they'll pick it up immediately. So I think these markets like Korea, Japan, etc. will be very fast adopters of this technology.
Your comment on the Blockchain Open Forum so far?
Yeah, fantastic experience. It's been a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed kind of getting up there and showing you what we've got.
So do you guys have a Korean version of this app?
yeah, we will publish in the next version multi-language support. So we have, I think, currently it's English and Japanese, right, on the App Store. But it will come out with Chinese and Korean.
I mean, I hope to see Sylo on my phone as well once you guys release your product in Korean.
Totally.
Fantastic.
We'll ping you a message and invite you.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you guys so much for your time. I know you're busy with the whole forum, but I really appreciate the time that you've given me.
Hey, thank you.
Fantastic.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. That was Mr. Aaron McDonald, the founder and CEO of Centrality, and Mr. Ben Jordan, the product director of Sylo. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.